Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Yeah. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the walking. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls let it tell me I'm awesome. Yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. Cold like 0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the sheets. We came for one more, forget my peace. You take the west side, take on the east. I'ma put them in the cage, never let out the. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys. Man so tough, but mans keep walking. Yeah, just too sharp with the prize. White girls, let it tell me I'm awesome. Yeah, hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
He's gone. It's all right. You can stop complaining. Happy Friday, everybody. David Sampson's not here. I am. Izzy is. Tony's here.
I thought this was
Jeremy.
a really good day. I thought he was talking about somebody totally different, but no, we're just talking about in-house. Gotcha.
Jeremy's here. Roy's here. Chris Cody's here. Nothing says football is here quite like one leg pointing in one direction and a pinky pointing in another. Anthony Richardson not doing anything to dispel the narrative surrounding his health and fitness. And it looks like Danny Dimes may get some playing time earlier than we thought. I know it's weird for me to start a show that's based in Miami with Colts talk, but the Miami Dolphins opened the season with the Indianapolis Colts, and now you may have a different quarterback.
And Anthony Richardson was a Gator, so, it's Florida. Also, I loved the headline so much on ESPN's stack there, where it said, Anthony Richardson dislocates finger on big sack. And I was like, what?
Do tell.
First of all, I
Has
thought.
that ever happened to you?
No, I didn't know you had bones down there.
You do have that bad finger, though.
I feel like we get a lot of
gross.
skin.
Where'd you get that finger injury?
This happened just playing flag football. I don't even know if it even looks that
Getting a big
gross. It was on a flag pull of some sort because I just took off my glove and it was just pointing sideways. Kind of like that. That's kind of gross.
They're showing the picture right now on our video screen, and I don't like it.
All right, so I've only seen the still, but I was listening to the big dog Joe Rose today.
Oh,
because
on FM.
It was
man.
FM, big news. We've come right back around. That's
Wait,
old
what?
790 guys. Yeah,
We're trying again.
Bro,
R.I.P.
I
the
drove
shark.
in today. It was 45 minutes of Hollywood being like, hey, Joe, they can hear you in Naples. And he was like,
it was great.
good morning over there in
It
Naples.
was great.
So
Yeah.
now they're on 104.3 The Shark, but not The Shark.
That's
It's
right.
QAM.
You remember when they
R.I.P.
took
the
us
Shark.
off the Shark and they didn't tell us as a legacy show that helped keep the station alive? But now it's QAM, but it's on 104.3.
You guys sounded so different on FM. It's like a whole different group of people.
That's how I felt about the big dog this morning.
Yeah. Well, it was great to hear an AM lifer explain in the year 2025, guys, this FM signal, game changer.
Hey,
Crystal
Joe,
clear.
Hey, Joe, they hear you in Vero Beach.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing up there?
Vero Beach. I got to tell you, this is nutty. I loved every single second of it, but Big Dog told me that Anthony Richardson, that hit came from the front. You got to see that. you gotta be better than that, kid. This didn't come from the side; it came from the front. Now I didn't see the play, but I trust the Big Dog with my life. So it looks like Danny Dimes is going to get some earlier playing time than. Well, I mean, let's be real. We all thought he was going to get earlier playing time.
Well, that was my first thought, was immediately thinking, hey, Tony told you, you can go and bet on Daniel Jones for MVP. It's almost a sure thing, the way that he was talking about it. And hey,
Wait a second.
before the season
It's like plus
even
20,000.
starts,
Yeah.
That's
Danny
quite the leap.
Dimes
Quite the
making
leap
some
from
dimes.
getting QB1 reps.
What's the first step, though?
Very
Well,
true.
Him
This
being
is-
out of the way,
this
right?
is
Okay.
it.
I also put a little quid on Teddy Bridgewater. Saw that he signed with the Bucks, and he might just be 2 injuries away from getting an MVP.
Hang on a
Tony.
second, because if Daniel Jones wins the MVP this season, Tony has now taken over Amin's spot as greatest prediction in the
Of all
history
time.
of this show.
Yeah.
Because if we remember, he had the Geno Smith saying, almost specifically giving him exact numbers for the season, and everybody's like, well, that's crazy. And he almost hit those numbers to the number. And now we've got Daniel Jones as an MVP. And it's starting.
It's starting.
You're right.
The first
Step
step
one.
is
Stop this.
Anthony Richardson out of the way.
Stop
All of a
that.
sudden, Daniel Jones comes in, starts looking good, starts building a little bit of momentum. All of a sudden, Shane Steichen and them boys start putting some wins together. Danny Dimes is the reason why. All of a sudden,
These are my favorite kind of preseason prop bets, though. I'm down to go around the room. Like
20,000 to 1. Like
Who has this type of prop bet for me? Give me something
Did
like
you
this.
not listen to what he just said?
Yeah.
Did you not listen to what he
Didn't
said?
you say Chop Robinson might lead the league in sacks?
Yeah, like Cleveland Analytics.
Yeah.
He's big on Chop Robinson, and he's like, this
How
is
about Tony
a long
Analytics?
shot. Did you hear what you did? It could apply to literally
Anybody,
anyone in the
of
league.
course.
You know,
But the
a
problem
second.
is the one that I started on has the momentum.
I'm gonna
I
do
am
it
so
word
in
for
on
word.
this. What
you.
happened when Saquon Barkley left the Giants? The dude turned into the greatest running back in the NFL. Mm-hmm. So now Danny Dimes gets his opportunity with the Colts. I don't know, man. Dude might be hurdling people ass first next year. Like that's the type of shit that
Just
might
trying to tell
happen
you guys.
if Daniel Jones, if he's going to be MVP, he's got to do some crazy stuff.
All right, let me tell you what you did, Tony. This is like a word for word reenactment to the best of my ability. Baker Mayfield, undersized, could get hurt. Kyle Trask, we don't know too much about him.
Gator.
Right? Unproven commodity
good,
in
yeah.
the NFL. Boom, all of a sudden, Teddy Bridgewater, veteran presence with a talented team around him. They make a deep run.
Yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater, legend.
I literally forgot that. Oh, Todd Bowles and them boys. That's the other part that I need to
gotta
have
add
there.
that, yeah.
Todd Bowles and them boys. There you go, MVP. You could literally do that about anybody. It's quite the leap.
Yeah, the thing is, Baker's not hurt.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson is for an indefinite amount of time. So, like, you're theoretical, yes, for sure, that could possibly one day maybe happen.
Have you? But baked
Mine
in-
started yesterday.
Right, but baked into this whole premise is that it's Daniel Jones still.
Again, you never know.
But it's also the New York Giants. I think that's what we're missing out on. Brian
Leaving.
Daboll and those boys are terrible.
Well-
and so anything that they do in New York could just be, smoke and mirrors. It could be when they go somewhere else. They're absolutely fantastic. And didn't they already announce that there was going to be a quarterback competition in Indianapolis before they even signed Daniel Jones, which is telling you that even if Anthony Richardson was healthy, Daniel Jones could have taken over that job.
I like you breaking down the Indianapolis Colts, and this reminds me of something that we were chatting about before the show. You sounded like an authority right now on the New York Giants.
And the Colts.
Yeah, and the Colts. You could cover this league, Izzy.
Maybe.
You can cover it. You play flag football.
Just start like one team at a time. But this is exactly so. It actually happened with Joe Rose today. Maybe he's just like the through line.
We
for our
were
entire
all
show
listening to
today.
the big dog.
Because
we
I
were
was.
freebasing the big dog today.
100%. He was struggling a little bit. He was clearing his throat a lot.
Yeah.
But
Had tequila last night.
Yeah.
He admitted that. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
revealing
yeah.
that.
He had a corporate sponsored event. A lot of Dolphin fans there. How the ladies treating you?
I had to sneak out of there, though. You know I got to be up early.
But one of the subjects there was who's going to finish in second in the AFC East. And it made me so sad/angry to think that we've already cycled through to where the New England Patriots might be better than the Dolphins again.
Love the Pats
And they're
this season.
super exciting. Like
They're the
they've got the young
everyone's doing that, though.
quarterback, they've got the new coach, and it's just like, wow, they might be something. And already on the side of the road is the bleeping Dolphins, and the main storyline is, will Tyreek Hill be on the team after the trade deadline? And I hate that shit. It just makes me, it's the opposite of what you should be in preseason football, was have some sort of hope. So what I wanted to do, you've done this in the past a little bit when you switched off of the Browns, right? But you didn't really pick one team, did you?
No, I lean.
The Shield.
I picked the Shield. I
Right.
loved my free agency year, and I toured the
Right.
league's
Great way
finest
to do that.
facilities, and I got to enjoy game day experiences. I got to see Patrick Mahomes versus Tom Brady. I got to see Aaron Rodgers versus Josh Allen. This
Mike
was the
Ryan
way-
has money, by the way. He
This
can do
was
all these things.
well game time.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, unless they're not. Are they on hiatus? Still game time.
Still do use game time.
Yeah, still
Still
the
use them,
industry
yeah.
leader.
Chris did it also.
Yeah.
Right? Sort of.
Yeah, the
did it.
Chargers. I switched.
I have kind of settled though. I'm a Bucks guy
Okay.
because of Baker. I like the Bills too. There's also like a weird kinship between Browns fans and Bills fans, because when the Browns first left the NFL, the Bills welcomed displaced Browns fans into Ralph Wilson
good move
Stadium.
by them.
Yeah, and they've always treated the Browns fans as like they commiserate over their bad football team. So there was always something kind of there, and I really enjoyed my time there in Buffalo. And now my algo's already cooked. I got all sorts of Cameron Ward.
Yeah. yeah. As
Propaganda.
well as it shows.
Yeah, I mean he's got to be good.
When Chris did it, he basically just took the Chargers, right? Was there a reason for it?
It was because the Tua Justin Herbert thing. I
that's
was
right.
like, I want that quarterback. And then
Yeah.
as soon as I did that, the Dolphins got really good. So maybe this might work for you.
Well, I'm going to do it a little bit differently, right? I'm not picking a team to just flat out be a fan of because that's going to be hard. Like if the Dolphins surprise me and are good, then I have to have like full fandom for two different teams. That's not the way I want to do it. I want to do it where I'm just diving into this team almost as if I was covering it. Like I'm going to get subscriptions to whatever local newspapers there are and anywhere in the world.
You're going to do radio hits?
Yeah, anywhere in the world. If you want to talk about X team, you're going to think about at least giving me a call because I'm going to have like pro football rankings of every pro football
Focus.
focus.
You got to
rankings
put it in
of
your bio
every
too.
Single, yes, I'll have to
Covers
change it to my
the
bio.
at
I might even
NFL team here.
I might even reactivate my X account and just change my bio
Wow.
to expert.
Is
on
he
this
back
team.
on X?
Yeah, your X account is just solely devoted to this team that you are covering.
Exactly.
It's a fan account.
Right.
Well,
no,
fan-
no,
no, a
He's-
reporter account.
He's got bona fides.
Fan.
No, he's got bona fides. Don't do this. Whoa.
Oh, wow, guys. The NFL news, it never stops. According to Jordan Schultz, Colts QB Anthony Richardson, who was declared out last night with a finger injury, had x-rays come back clean and will be back on the practice
could that be
field
clean?
in the coming days.
I'll tell you, it's
Danny-
a clean dislocation.
photo?
It's not a break, and you just sort of pop it right back in and splint it and let the ligaments strengthen up and everything. That's the best news.
You know what they
could've got.
say. You don't lose until you sell. We're still holding tight on those Danny Dimes MVP odds. We'll see you on later in the season.
Big Dog was right. This hit did come straight on. He's got to see that. He's a righty.
And don't protect yourself with your right hand.
Right.
That's the problem.
Also, don't poo-poo Izzy Gutierrez just activating an X account to cover one team. Pat McAfee show as a Steelers guy that it's at practice. This is the template's already been set.
Now,
So-
I'm not sure how many of those, six-figure followers are going to, unfollow me immediately when I pick my team. But there's
Humble
also
brag
like,
right there.
I can't just pick any team. So we have to do sort of a little bit of an elimination game. Do we want to do that like now and talk about which teams are going to be eliminated?
Ooh, exciting.
Establish your criteria
Okay.
because it can't be the Dolphins.
It cannot be the Dolphins.
But we are going to randomly draw this team. So we have to, if we're going to have a pot of teams, we got to eliminate the Dolphins because that wouldn't be fun.
Let's give him the Jets.
Well, here, I'll eliminate the
Loser.
entire division. No AFC East team. Because, and here's the issue. If I'm a fan of the Dolphins, have been my whole life, no matter, it sneaks up on me when they're good, no matter how much I talk about not liking them. I can't be the Dolphins guy, and I can't be the reporter of the guy the Dolphins play twice a year. Can't do it.
And Chris is our Dolphins guy.
Right, of course. Nobody that was in the Super Bowl last year, too big of a team.
Yeah, you don't
Too
want to be a
easy,
front runner.
right?
No Chiefs.
No
Eagles.
other teams from Florida.
You sound like me when I picked a Premier League team, and this did not work well for
Hey,
me.
Arsenal?
let my boy cook.
Sorry.
Because we got a Bucks guy on this show, too.
No other team.
No Jag. And Tony's the Jags guy.
Okay, there you
I'm
go.
a Shield guy, but yeah, Jags are back in a big way.
Backup reasons, but also just because it's too close. It's too close to Miami. I want to sort of spread my wings.
Fair enough.
Move around. No Browns, no Chargers. Already did those.
Yeah.
Okay. No team that's too newsy / no Aaron Rodgers.
All right.
So that eliminates the Cowboys
and Steelers.
and
Gone.
Steelers.
All right.
And then the last one, not the worst.
You don't want to cover a bad team.
I just don't want to
Dude,
cover the worst because
I have
nobody's
the
ever going to
team.
call me.
I have the team.
Wait.
Wait, who do you think is going to be bad?
Are you saying
I have a team that I think fits all these criteria. Like it's a perfect team.
Okay, but we're going to do it randomly, though.
Yeah, we
I'm
got to
just
randomly do this.
eliminating a
I
lot of
wanna
I've
hear
got the
your
wheel
team.
ready,
I
by
want to
the
hear
way.
your team, but also this is subjective. There have been plenty of teams in NFL history that people assume are going to be bad. The
is such a
Saints
good
are
one.
one of those teams that everyone assumes is going to be
This
bad.
is the team I would want if I was doing the bid again of leaving the Dolphins. This is who I would choose.
I'll see if it's still on the list, which
Who are the bad teams according to Izzy?
to me, the three teams, and one of them we already talked about, although he's going to be MVP, they might be good. The Colts, the Saints, and the Panthers. And I know the Panthers ended last season strong, but I'm not going to be fooled by it. I've watched Young play too many times. He's too little. I'm not falling for
Good
it.
takes, good takes.
My man started playing better when he stopped looking so little.
Okay, well,
I'm not
you-
sure what happened
you
there.
can be the Panthers
guy
expert.
like basically doubled in size. They played well, and remember,
Size,
weak
not
division.
stature.
And guys, one important thing that you need to know about the Carolina Panthers,
Hmm.
if you're doing predictive analysis, who do they open the season with?
I don't know.
See, I don't cover
They
this
open
team.
the regular season with the Jacksonville Jaguars. In their history, they go to the Super Bowl every time they play the Jacksonville Jaguars week 1.
Wow.
That-
it's hard to argue with 100%.
That is 100% success rate. 100%.
Saints
of the
are
time.
going to be terrible, though.
But it's my team. it's my season of covering a team. I'm not picking the Panthers. I'm sorry. The Saints, yes.
Attaboy. Saints are gonna
and
be
the Colts, just because of this quarterback uncertainty. They might have an MVP. They might have a terrible quarterback.
I'm confused why the team I'm about to say wasn't available. Which criteria, like the Bengals? Why can't you pick the
They're
Bengals?
very much
They're in
alive.
contention. Yeah,
I thought you said 3 teams.
So you've
that were still alive.
eliminated
I'm
the
sorry.
Colts, the Saints, the Panthers, the Jets, the Patriots, the Bills, the Steelers, and the Cowboys.
I'd rather just tell you the teams that I still have alive. Now,
All right,
right?
that's
Easier way to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It leaves half the league. And I also eliminated the Titans because that's Mike's team.
Yeah,
like
that's
it's
my
just the Cam Ward thing. It's too much.
And we have
So-
a Bucks guy, so the Bucks.
Yeah.
Right. So I
I'm
already
also
eliminated the
Bucks
Florida
guy.
teams. That leaves me with, you ready? 16 teams. The
Titans
Ravens.
guy is also the Bucks guy.
I'm also the Bills guy.
The Bills guy. No, Juju's the Bills guy.
Oh, that's right. Well, we got
But he
multiple
split
guys.
jersey though. He split jerseys.
Multiple
Eagles,
Bills guys.
Okay. I mean, that's why they're called the Bills and not the Bill.
Bills.
The Ravens, the Bengals, the Texans, the Raiders, the Broncos, the Giants, the Commanders, the Bears, Packers, Vikings, Lions, Falcons, Seahawks, Rams, Cardinals, and 49ers.
This is easier.
A lot of good teams
Half
there.
the team.
A lot of good teams.
Commanders,
The Lions.
It's Commanders or Bengals. That's it.
Ooh.
So
Not the Lions?
Commies are
I
fun.
can have a favorite. Like, if I were to just choose one, probably be the Commanders.
Wow.
Because they're just, I mean, toward the end of last season, that's a team that I always wanted to tune into. And,
You got the plus of Jaden Daniels.
but I wanted it to be random. I wanted it to be a team that I didn't already maybe have a connection to. And if it does end up being the Commanders, great. It's meant to be.
Room for it to be San Francisco.
San Francisco's also going to be fun.
That one's tough. I don't want to.
I have the wheel if you want to spin it. Do you want to spin it now or do you want to spin it later?
Yeah. Well, you did eliminate the Bills.
Let's spin it a little bit later.
We
Okay.
could also put
little
all the teams available in our bucket of death, and you pick.
You want to do it that way?
I'm just saying we could.
You want to
do
go
that.
old school, or do we want to go computer generated?
I
And
do
trust
like
Tony over there?
analog.
I have the wheel.
But
Do we
But
even
the
have all
visual
16 of those
payoff
helmets
isn't as
left?
great.
It isn't.
All right, let's get the bucket.
Let's do it.
Let's do the bucket.
Tony's got the list of teams. Just make sure those are the only ones left. I swear, if the Big Apple one's in
I
there, I'm gonna-
think Fuentes may have already
Bring
listed
bring the book.
Oh, wow. Not like it was
Tony, look at you
planned at all.
producing.
Come on.
Woo, this is a big deal. There's 16
I mean, we're just
in here?
trusting that Fuentes put all the right
so
numbers.
funny if
He was
there's one
motivated by
wrong.
the right things. Not
Wizard
tell
of
the
Oz
show
helmet.
to get camera time. Appreciate it.
Thank you for your
Mike.
service.
I think I trust Fuentes. Any Fuentes.
You think?
Oh, this is a big
Dramatic.
deal.
I'm a little nervous.
Give a good rummage, Izzy.
I
Give
hope
a
it's
good
not like a
rummage.
city that has 4 newspapers, because that's going to be.
Do we want to play a
One
game where
pool?
you pick like 2
Ooh,
and you
I get
pick?
to put one back.
Do we do like bucket of death
Oh, yeah,
rules?
you get to-
Gotta
yes.
be
Bucket of death
You get to
rules.
put it back.
All right. That way it's
This
not
is-
so suspenseful. Here's the first one.
The
Wow,
Bengals.
right off the bat.
That's a good one. You might be going to a Super Bowl. You got. Oh wait. Here's the cons though. Let's talk this out. Bad ownership. Al Golden. That's. I rest my case.
Defense is bad.
Joe Burrow's hair.
That's a good. No, that's a pro.
I get to look at Joe Burrow all year long.
You know
how
you're-
long do I have to make this decision? What kind of clock am I on?
This is
End
your,
of the segment.
Dude, you put that back, you're getting the Broncos. Hope you know that.
Broncos are a good
Broncos
team
are
too.
great.
Broncos are a good team. Broncos are a good team.
that might be a wagon.
Broncos are a good team.
Might be a wagon.
Bo Nix, turn the corner.
I'm putting it back.
And you get to go to Colorado.
Oh,
Such a
I'll tell you
no.
why. I'll tell you why.
Wow.
I'll tell you why.
Oh my God.
If they're really good, they're not coming to me. They're just going to talk about them all the time.
This
Like,
is
it's
coming to
almost-
8 points.
yeah,
Not
all
following
right,
us.
No, he's right. No, I get
all
what he's saying. I get what he's saying.
I don't know anybody else that's a Bengals guy.
Here's
No,
the
he
thing.
needs a
Dan's
niche
going to
sport.
steamroll Izzy, and he's going to be like, "Oh, we're going to talk about the Bengals.
Yeah,
Joe
we're gonna
Burrow's
get Mina
incredible."
Kimes on to talk about the best
Exactly
team in
right.
the league, even
Exactly
though we got me
right.
right here. Yeah, all right. I kind of. All right. This is
Give a
big
good
deal.
rummage.
I'm
Still
gonna
not
be
following
so
the
quiet.
line.
Yeah, I don't.
It's the last
Izzy
one
wants
now.
to be the expert
With
of
all
the
due respect,
team.
Chris, you were lost at the very beginning.
Yeah. But he could pick the Ravens, and the same thing could be said. All right, here it is. You're stuck with this
I'm
team.
going to give birth to this team right
Wow,
here. It
wow.
is.
Contractions.
Rooting
here.
against
No,
you.
it's not. It's not supposed to be in the
They were
bucket,
ruled
man.
out. No, that was the Colts. They were-
Wow.
What is this guy
Oh, that's
doing?
too
We
bad.
shouldn't have trusted
That's too bad.
Now I don't trust you at all, Fuentes.
Now Fuentes going to have to
Gave
pick that off
birth
the
to
floor.
a team. It's not even mine. How is that possible?
Surrogate team.
All right, we're back.
See if Fuentes screwed this up again.
Again!
It's a fly.
Oh my God,
What are we doing
Tony!
here? What are we
Tony,
doing?
you're
Such a-
hired. Can we
such
get
a-
a gent?
He was such an
Crazy.
eager beaver.
All the integrity of this game.
I've given
got the
birth to
Bengals.
2 teams now that are not mine. Okay, it's the Lions.
I knew
That's
it.
fun.
I knew
You get
it.
a good head coach.
By the
Oh
way,
man.
before Fuentes screwed this up, I heard he was in the back saying, "Can you tell these talentless fools to use the bucket?" And then he comes in here and screws it up.
Can I get fanfare?
Oh, okay.
Do you want to hear what the wheel would have chosen?
This stinks.
Yes,
yes.
yes.
The 49ers.
Oh, hey.
I think
would've
I'm
been-
happier with the Lions.
Can't believe you put back the Bengals.
I know, man. That was tough. I think it's just going to be, I don't know. I think I was probably going to be like hypnotized. by
Everyone's
Joe
got to be
Burrow.
a Lions guy.
Yeah.
You think so?
No, but they're on a down year this year. Remember, Ben Johnson's not there anymore. They got a new offensive scheme. Aaron Glenn's not there anymore.
Who is their offensive coordinator? Who replaced Ben Johnson? Let's look. I'll look it up.
Well, yeah.
I will
is
be
he?
the expert
is
on
he?
this. Starting
Give
next
him
week.
tomorrow.
All right, how many
John
Lions can you name?
Morton?
Let's start. Let's see where you're starting, and to see how, like, because we need to chart your progress.
Yeah, and we need some storylines early
Mm-hmm.
on, right? So offensive coordinator, right?
lost the
Obviously,
Defense, too.
Like the story of just their return, right? That NFC Championship game loss was it, I'm sorry,
No, they
first
lost
round
before that.
loss before
Yeah.
that divisional loss.
They did get hurt, but Aiden Hutchinson. I mean,
out, yeah.
but he's
Broke his leg,
He's coming back.
but he's back.
A DPOY candidate for sure.
Relatively easy injury to return from, right? Didn't he just break his leg? It wasn't like
He was running like a couple months after.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's going to be all right.
Yeah. What else do we have? Is there going to be a decline in Jared Goff's play after
Throws a
last
lot
year?
of picks. In fact,
You're asking us.
I took a
No,
future
I'm
on him to throw
setting-
the most picks
I'm
this
setting the
season.
story.
I'm just lost today.
You want to get a guy like Goff to play that prop because his job security is pretty safe, and he throws a lot of picks, and it's a unexpected pick because people have kind of settled in on Goff's all right. He's a good quarterback, and that's a good team. So you go counterculture to why would a good team throw so many interceptions? So I think Jared Goff is a really good pick from
What do we
most
think of
picks
St.
thrown.
Brown in general as a
love him.
number one?
Fun story.
Strong number one?
Very, very strong physically.
His dad even stronger.
Yeah, they got a lot of weapons there, man. This is fun.
Jameson
but
Williams, breakout candidate of the year, maybe?
You do appear to be a bandwagon jumper, though.
Because,
Becau-
but we can always go back to the video. It was a complete random
All
draw.
right, so you do get a sick uniform set.
I love it. I love the blue.
The
What do we
Hawaii
call the
blue.
blue?
Yes.
Honolulu blue.
Honolulu. Thai food.
Thai food.
What are your biggest concerns entering the season outside of the coordinators? Because that is the big storyline surrounding the Lions.
I'm going to guess the offensive line. I feel like Jared Goff needs a good amount of time back there.
They
and
got a
probably
good
had
offensive line.
Right.
Penei Sewell and them boys.
Didn't they have a retirement? Tony, back me up on
Yeah,
this one
Frank
here?
Ragnow retired.
Yeah.
They'll be all right.
Tony, back me up on that.
Well, I'll wait for Izzy to tell me that, but we need to reshape your X account.
Okay.
Lions.
Honolulu Blue at Honolulu Izzy.
Ooh.
Your profile should be Lions, Tigers, and
Izzy
Bears.
Honolulu.
Just kidding. Just Lions.
I don't think anyone knows how to spell Honolulu.
Honolulu. It's very
H-A.
very
Izzy
Izzy
phonetical.
Lions.
Eh.
Is that available? Probably not.
Man, I love the Honolulu blue though. Like that was probably the best color choice for me. I don't love having to dissect that coach's.
Well, color scheme shouldn't really matter. You're not going to get merch, right? You're not a
No, no,
fan.
you're
You're-
right.
You should
you're
get a
right.
couple shirts
You
if
got to
you need
uphold
to.
journalism here.
You're right, but
Maybe
I
a
think
polo.
if you look at my
Barry Sanders
X
jersey.
account, it's going to be dressed in the color of the team that I'm covering.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, understood. But you can't buy merch or anything like that. You're not a fan. You have to
Correct.
be impartial. We can
Right.
probably get you a press credential.
Do they play anywhere near here?
I'll check the schedule.
Well, you're the expert.
No, I will be the expert. I am just a
Not a
newbie
great
right now.
start.
I'm just
Yeah,
getting
this
into this.
Well, this is establishing the floor,
okay.
which you've done a very good job of. It's only up from here.
You know what? The only thing I maybe could have eliminated the Lions because Jamel Hill might be the Lions person.
She's a 49ers
49ers
fan.
fan.
49ers,
that's
her
right.
husband's
that's right.
a Lion.
Her husband's a Lions guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're good.
Yeah.
All right. I'm
and
excited about this.
also a maintenance guy, apparently, according to Dan Le Batard.
Fumigator.
Yeah, fumigator.
Izzy, I think your best options are going to be at Washington in early November.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
that was like your handle. I'm like, that's the
Have
terrible
Washington.
handle.
No.
That's got to be taken.
I'm trying to figure out how to get you to somewhere that's not
I think I
just
want
a
to
home
avoid
game for
DC,
Detroit.
particularly at night. These
You've got
days.
Philly. You got Philly in mid-November.
I'm pretty sure.
Federal government's taking over it. You're all right.
I'm pretty sure the Dolphins are heading there, straight there after Chicago. The
That's
Dolphins
right.
have like a 2-week road trip, so you could head there next week and do a whole preseason.
Dolphins are playing at Lions August 16th.
and they're practicing there.
Yeah,
like
full
the
week of
days leading up.
practice. Full week of practice against the Lions after their Chicago. The Dolphins are just touring the
We're gonna
NFC
send you
North.
up there.
NFC
I just
North.
decided.
All right, that's a good way to get the background information in, right? Because I have to establish myself. So if I show up to a game, say in like late November, early December, then everybody in the press box is going to be
Knows
like,
what the
oh,
deal is.
okay.
Love
the
best
Lions
game
got
is
here."
October 12th at Kansas City. It's Sunday Night
Ooh,
Football.
good
Too
game.
soon, too early in the
enough.
season. It involves the Chiefs, which is, you know,
Week 6.
I love going out to practice. They give you the training camp roster, and you're just like looking out at the practice. You're
Monday
like,
Night
"Who
Football
got
the following week, home against Tampa Bay.
Jeremy, give me a late season game for the Lions that doesn't currently seem like a banger, but that other team is going to be surprisingly good. And right now, it's going to surprise teams or surprise people and be a really good game.
Wow, October 5th, Lions at Bengals.
That's too early.
What a
Banger.
storyline.
Wow.
No, the storyline's there.
No, that's true.
And you have Lions at Ravens 2 weeks prior to that. But
Their early season schedule is sexier in terms of the matchups. I would say December 14th.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking at.
At Los Angeles Rams,
Oh, I love that.
which is
NFC
perfect. You can
Championship
go to
game
LA.
radio?
It's a
could be
425 game on
There
Fox.
could be fireworks in that game offensively. I think that's the game. We got to lock that one in.
December
At LA,
14th.
you said?
Yep.
So you're not going to cover them until week 15.
Not
No,
in
he's
person.
building
No,
up. He's building up.
According to Chris, Meadowlark is already committed to sending me to Dolphins Lions in Detroit preseason. So
Next week, by the way.
How do you feel about working on holidays?
Ooh, what holiday?
Thanksgiving, famously.
I'm good.
All right. By the way, your beat starts tonight. You got to be all over preseason week 1 for the Lions.
Who's starting?
Yeah. What can you tell me about the Atlanta Falcons?
Michael Penix
And them boys?
and them boys. Is he a junior? Penix
Michael-
Jr.?
Yes.
Is
Michael
he
Penix
is he a
Jr.? There you
junior?
go.
I thought he was a dash, like a couple dashes.
Oh, no dash.
No,
Just
no
junior.
dash.
Carl
just
Anthony
junior.
Towns.
The other day, someone said Carl Anthony Towns. He swings a baseball well. I'm like, he's a Dominican. What do you think? Like, he's a
does.
Dominican athlete.
Good baseball player.
Except I'm terrible at baseball.
Oh.
I've played softball one time. I've told this story on the show before, but I've played softball one time in my life. I want to say 19, 20 years old in college, and they put me in left field because I looked athletic.
Yeah, you do.
And there was a fly ball, and
You went
put
in
the glove
first?
up. No, it just hit me in the chest. It just went straight beneath the glove.
so the
hit
hand
me in
died.
chest.
What was the noise that came out when the softball hit you?
It-
Probably like
And then I blew out my quad trying to beat out a single, and it was gone for the rest of the
That's
game.
okay. I like that.
in the meantime.
So you got Atlanta Falcons, NFL preseason week 1. Now, your team has already played. So how much did you watch of the Hall of Fame game?
0% of the Hall of Fame. I wasn't established on this, as we've mentioned, until Joe Rose let me know just how sad this Dolphins season is going to be. Like, if Tyreek Hill gets traded mid-season, I think I'm taking like a 5-year break from the Dolphins. Like,
Wow.
When I used to do Zaslow's show weekly, when he was on with Joy Taylor locally, like that was the peak of when the Dolphins had just sucked all the fandom from me. I was legitimately not a fan. And then, Tyreek Hill and Tua and all this stuff happened, and they got me back. But if this year is if they don't finish second in the AFC East this year, 5 years vacation.
How quickly can we onboard you as a Lions aficionado? Because I would like to do a standard old school radio hit as we preview the NFL. 32 teams, 32 days type of.
Let's
type
take a
of
look at
deal.
Love
the
those.
preseason schedule here, because it's either going to be as early as this coming Monday, or it's going to have to be the following week. Depends on what we're looking at this
We'll
week.
play it totally straight. The audience will assume that we've just been covering all the NFL teams. We'll present it as such, and Izzy, you're going to be our Lions guy.
Perfect.
To give Izzy a second, is it worse if Tyreek Hill gets traded off the team or he's just not good and stays on the team? What's worse?
I think dissecting why he's not good and breaking down whether they need to, get rid of Mike McDaniel because he's got all these weapons and can't do anything with it, or maybe Tua if you say, hey, why can't he get Tyreek the ball? I think that's a lot more fun than if he's gone and you're just like, the next logical step in conversation there is Jalen Waddle a number one, which I think we can still have that conversation, but is it fun?
Did we ever get around to what Jalen Waddle was last year? Was he hurt?
He was always hurt.
Yeah, but I thought Jalen Waddle was good. And last year, a conversation around the water cooler over here was, is Jalen Waddle bad?
He's polarizing. Like around here, there are people that think he's good, people that think he's not. I'm trying to think, what was the debate, Tony, that we were doing the Waddle versus who last year? Was it McLaurin?
DJ Moore.
Oh, no, it was
Yeah.
DJ Moore versus Waddle. That was the big debate in the office.
That's a
And
debate?
after last year, DJ Moore is clearly the better receiver, right?
Well, when he was coming out of Alabama, I just remember the quote I forget who it was, but they said, of all those Alabama receivers, right, that group of 3 or 4 guys that were
He's
great.
one of them.
he was called the athletic one. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. Of all those receivers, he's the most athletic.
They also canceled Henry Ruggs.
I was going to say, I don't see it, though. Yeah, he would have been like the speedster anyway. He would have been more like the Tyreek Hill of the group. But I don't really see it. Like, I don't see the crazy athletic stuff. Like, I see, was it Dante Smith? Like, he looks like a deer out there. He's very super light on his feet. He's got very specific, like... Devontae Smith, excuse me. When I see him
He's not
an Eagles guy. He's not an Eagles guy.
It's like when
Devontae
Joe Rose
Smith.
said Keon Smith this morning. He's been here for a long time. We got to find out if he can play football. I'm like, I don't even know. I'm just learning about this.
Find out.
Yeah,
He meant
find out for me, Joe Rose.
Cam Smith, I believe he meant.
If you do that...
Is that what he meant?
The
I
third-year
meant Devontae
corner.
Smith.
All right, so there isn't a
Tony and I,
Keon.
same page.
There
Like,
Isn't
isn't
there
a-
a Keon Smith? I know there's a Cam Smith.
You're the
third-year-
Dolphin guy.
Third-year corner who hasn't played. I don't know who Keon Smith is.
Well,
I'm gonna
now
look
I'm
it up.
confused.
We're
Big
trying
dog,
to
let me
find
down.
out who everybody
He
is.
did have a corporate event.
You know, they
last
should
night.
do this in the NFL. Like, do the silhouette of the receivers and just like take the team away. Just do the silhouette of them running routes. See if you can tell who's who. Wouldn't be able to tell Jalen Waddle from any. Looks absolutely average in terms of the way he moves. Tyreek Hill, I'd be able to tell.
Dolphins
who it was,
have
you
an
know?
offensive tackle named Keon Smith.
All right.
We got to figure out how
We
he's
gotta figure
doing.
out
He's
if-
not.
Can he play ball?
He's low on the depth chart. Though.
Devontae Smith. That's the one. But I'm not. I want him to be great. Like, I love Jalen Waddle. He's a big Panthers fan. I love the dude. I want him to be great. So in a sense, maybe if they do get rid of Tyreek Hill, we get to see that once and for all. But it's not going to mean the team's going to be any good.
Career lows across the board for Jalen Waddle last year. After 3,000-yard seasons, he had 58 catches for 744 yards and 2 touchdowns in 15 games.
Yeah, I'm worried about your Dolphins. Vibes also seem to be a little weird around the head coach. It doesn't help that we were told, I heard Kevin Clark on Part of My Take the other day, and he's like, every former player that I work with at ESPN hates Mike McDaniel. Just as a head coach, like they hate Mike McDaniel.
Even Tua as like a leader, it's a little bit divisive. Like, I could see people that just go sort of blind and say, yeah, I'll follow this guy. Like, he seems to rah-rah. And then there's probably other people that are just like, I don't know, it's just kind of empty. Like, what is this? It's just like rah-rah for no reason. There's nothing to it. And you could probably see the same thing with Mike McDaniel, right? Like, there's probably people that are just like, okay, I get this guy. I like the vibes. And there's other people that are just like, no, I need something a little bit more, I mean, for lack of a better term, militant. Somebody who can just force me to do these things instead of somebody that I vibe
So
with.
Tua's got a little bit of Russell Wilson in him then, right?
that would be a huge story.
I mean, I could see that in terms of like...
In what way? Hold on. In what way? What do you mean?
Please go into detail. I'm with Jeremy though. It's just a vibe. There's just something about Tua when he's at a press conference. I'm just like, I just don't know. I know exactly.
The question
what
is
Jeremy
it
means.
genuine, right? Like, is it, like, as he just said, rah-rah just for the sake of being rah-rah?
Are you talking about?
Tua Tagovailoa.
You see those new numbers? Impressive.
Tua Tagovailoa.
It felt like, well, remember, he was very reserved. Brian Flores.
Who?
Tua Tagovailoa.
Brian Flores made work hell for our boy. That's your cue.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Like, I'm not going to lie. If you just look at it, I've never given this man credit before, but that kind of like the way it should be pronounced.
Tua Tagovailoa.
There's no N, but everybody says N, but there's no N.
It's a dialect.
Of course.
An entire family moved from Hawaii to Tuscaloosa.
Tagovailoa.
An invisible in.
An entire family just decided we're leaving Hawaii and we're going to go to Tuscaloosa. Before NIL. Nuts. How did they do that?
Long trip.
Tagovailoa.
Great place to raise a family.
You know, growing up and following the recruiting beat, it was always hilarious to me to see how many local South Florida recruits would have dads that would just get jobs as car dealers in Tuscaloosa. It boggles the mind. Let's put that guy in charge of everything, too. And maybe pay him to be a lobbyist. Who knows?
Alabama Jones.
It's still a bar of a joke. All right, so we're worried about the Dolphins. We're worried about the corners. We got to find out if Keon Smith can play ball. That's on the big dog agenda. That's pretty high up there.
A positive thing that I'm hearing Patrick Paul could be, quote, a Pro Bowler.
Oh, shit.
And I don't know who that is, but I've already
That's
heard.
their left tackle replacing.
Okay.
They drafted him last year. He sat all year, watched Armstead, and
Oh,
now he's
Pat
going to be
Paul.
that
starting left
directly
tackle.
affects our Keon Smith narrative. So
Well,
I'll keep.
I just saw
keep an eye
Keon
on
Smith
it.
as the backup right tackle
Right guy,
behind
yeah.
Austin Jackson.
Well, he'll get some playing
The
time.
Dolphins
today.
are fine. If Patrick Paul is fine, I think the Dolphins are fine at tackle and center. They have a left guard rookie, and they have James Daniels at right guard. So the guards make me nervous.
All right, but we also have a quarterback situation because you always have Tua.
Tua Tagovailoa.
And the questions around his health. You brought in Zach Wilson. There's no way
Tua Tagovailoa.
plays this preseason, right? No shot.
I hope not.
I think last year they gave him a series. I could see them giving him a series.
Don't give him a
in
series.
their first game.
Don't give him a series. Don't do that.
A lot of teams are bringing the starters out for the first game. Like,
Give him a series, hand the ball off.
we
3
didn't
times.
see that at
Yeah.
all in previous seasons. I know Joe Burrow, Kyler Murray. There are a handful playing this preseason.
But we're going to see a lot of Zach Wilson. And
Quinn Ewers.
Quinn Ewers. Everybody's talking about Quinn Ewers making the throws.
I've seen a package put together of some plays where, you know what gets me excited about him is outside of the pocket.
Wait. So you're bypassing Zach Wilson altogether?
I have not seen them put together a montage of practice plays where he looks the way
Because
Quinn
in
Ewers
terms
does.
of being out of the pocket and flipping your hips, I mean, that's what got him drafted so high. Like, he can do that.
I'm just saying, the montage I saw looked nice.
Of Quinn Ewers.
Yes.
Like, I don't know if it's a Texas thing. I don't know if it's is he taller? I don't know if it's a big white quarterback thing, but I don't remember him being
Average
mobile like
size.
that.
He's average size.
Okay. I think it must be a
TMI.
Texas thing. Because
6'2",
it's a Texas
which
thing, it makes me
means
think.
He's
he
about
ain't
6'1", yeah.
He's 6'1".
About 6'1".
Which still makes him, 2 full inches taller than Tua?
What are the odds
Tua's
that,
about 6.
that Quinn Ewers Brock Purdy's Tua? The way that, like, Brock Purdy overtook Jimmy Garoppolo, where everybody thought that his job was safe, and then he missed a little bit of time, and then Brock Purdy just stepped up into an offense that was kind of perfect for him and unlocked some skills.
And then Quinn Ewers fight off Arch Manning, who was
yeah.
potentially the number 1
and
pick in
he
a year
was
or two?
a highly touted recruit who, you know, wasn't probably quite as successful as people thought he would be in college, but was a really good college quarterback, and then shows up here in the NFL. I mean, look, it's probably unlikely, but it's not impossible.
There were two passers in the NCAA last year that I think people were generally unfair, and there's a weird narrative around them when you see their numbers. Especially, I know Quinn Ewers went out, and Arch, that's a hell of a situation, but also following Stetson Bennett at Georgia is a hell of a situation. I think Carson Beck and Quinn Ewers were really undervalued last year because of just the narrative. The guy breathing down the neck, and in Georgia, the guy that he was following. But Quinn Ewers, is there a quarterback battle between he and Zach Wilson? Zach Wilson's firmly entrenched as
I
number
think
two?
They paid him $10 million.
$6 million, I believe.
$6 million. Okay.
It's too much money to pay Zach Wilson to do anything.
Tagovailoa.
Exciting times here at Meadowlark Media. Should mention that our award-winning documentary team is at it again. Tarasi, streaming now on Amazon Prime Video. Just won an Emmy for our Boston Red Sox comeback doc that was on Netflix. This one's on Prime, and it circles around one of the greatest basketball players of all time in Diana Taurasi. I haven't had the opportunity to watch it yet, but I'm hearing rave reviews for that. Another Meadowlark project that we can all get excited about is the debut of our new football podcast.
Way to say it.
Debut of our new football
Dave Sampson?
Debacle. Dave Damashek is hosting Football America. I've been a huge fan of Dave Damashek for a very long time. He did great work covering the NFL. He's a brilliant comedic mind, and we're really happy to have him on board. In fact, if you're listening to the show on podcasts right now, you can get the very first episode later today. It's posting later this afternoon on our feed.
And if you're watching on DraftKings Network, you'll actually get, during our show, a segment of that first show for them later in the hour.
And it will be live on YouTube. So let's bring Dave aboard. We enjoyed having him in studio last week. Dave, formally welcome to the family. Very excited for you and Football America. What do you have for the audience with your first episode?
We have Mina Kimes, first of all. It's the debut. After all, we wanted to come out hot there. It's David Damashek. I have a weird pronunciation there, Mike. But yeah, very excited. It's football season. That's reason enough to celebrate. It is now upon us. Yeah, like we talked about a couple of weeks ago. Preseason is football's version of Civil War reenactments. They only look real, except Anthony Richardson. Apparently, it was kind of real. Sounds like he's going to be back without any harm. A lot of fun with the Fuentes brothers behind the glass on our debut.
You got both of them?
There's another one?
No, there's two of those things?
How did you mention Mina first?
Mike and Gino and Mike combining. They have the con and are delightful in this first episode. Spoiler, we recorded it last night, so we already know how it goes. And I dare say, maybe I'm biased, I thought it was plumb delightful because like you guys were just doing, I just listened to the first half hour of the show, and I was over the moon. Just made me feel a little less dorky. Football. Let's cover it from every angle.
You don't have to worry about the Lions anymore. I got you. Like, you can eliminate that
Honolulu,
team in general.
Izzy. Oh, your reputation precedes you. Is it Honolulu, Izzy, or Izzy Honolulu? Either way, I'm sure they're excited to have you on board. But yeah, that's me and Mina Kimes. Basically, we have a lot of fun around it, and then we dork out for about 20 minutes or so on the hot button issues.
Izzy
of football.
Honolulu is definitely my stripper name.
That's Gino.
That's a Fuentes?
That's a Fuentes right there.
They've been brothers this whole time. How about that? By the way, debut is perfectly acceptable. It's not exactly tomato, but I digress.
Debut.
And also, I'm never going to learn how to spell Honolulu. It's just one of those words I'll lean on my phone to figure it out.
Why is that one
why is
tricky
that one
for you?
tough?
That's weird. I
No.
might switch the station right now over to the Shark and catch what Joe wrote. It says, by the way, is Joe Rose? It can't be that big a coincidence in the same region of Football America that you guys are talking about.
The
Joe
tight end?
Rose talking about it has to be the iconic.
Do you know the bit of
Dolphins tight
trivia?
end.
Do you know the trivia around Joe Rose? Why he's such a local luminary?
I mean, is it because of the game that we talked about the last time I jumped in from this spot a couple of weeks ago when we talked about the greatest game of all time, the Dolphins and Chargers, a.k.a. the Bavarian place kicker showdown between Rolf Benerschke and Uwe von Schaman? That game? He scores a couple touchdowns, did Joe Rose in that one?
His local claim to fame was he caught Dan Marino's first ever touchdown.
He was instrumental when Don Strock replaced David Woodley in that game against Air Coryell down there in the.
He parlayed that football career of his to become a South Florida institution, a news anchor, a sports anchor for the local NBC affiliate, and then
Spokesperson.
the greatest pitchman when it came to AM radio. You wanted a live read that would make you buy anything,
Nothing
from
better.
air conditioning
To a car.
Yeah, he's doing low T ads. And I'm like, that's how I've aged. Like Joe Rose, he's like,
But I believe him.
yeah,
Like,
he's
he
like,
sells it.
yeah, he's like, you'll have friends that tell you they don't have ED. They're lying. I'm like, all right.
Like, I knew it.
Yeah.
What is the payout of those ads? You know, The most intriguing one in my mind, actually, you guys are pretty familiar with him. His sequel to the Cowboys thing was to go to the Dolphins. Jimmy Johnson. This is a guy who millions of dollars as a head coach for the U and otherwise, and then the Cowboy, the Dolphins. Then he's making a ton of bank doing the Fox pregame show, and amidst all that, he starts doing ads for Extends for his wiener. And his thing is, and his big thing is like, everywhere I go, people come up to me and say, "Coach,
he wouldn't need Extend."
His big thing.
Right, if it were, but I mean, what was going on in Jimmy Johnson's life that he needed to do that ad campaign? They're like, hey, people, let me tell you, I've tried it, it works. Like, oh my god!
There was
Jimmy
one commercial where he was in like a full NASCAR tracksuit and buying an Extends car.
I gotta believe, like, he just had a situation in the bedroom, and it hit him like nothing else, and he felt empathy for all other, middle-aged to older men in the world, and he said, "This might be my calling."
So it wasn't the cash.
No.
Those are effective.
Cash is
pitchmen.
available everywhere, I think, is what Dave's trying to say. Like, he would have been able to sponsor any sort of item, and it would have been better than Extends.
Well, no, I mean, because his last name is Johnson.
I didn't even consider that. But there are effective pitchmen like Jimmy Johnson, because there's Joe the plumber sitting on his couch saying, well, if it can happen to Jimmy Johnson, that's what works so much with Frank Thomas. Like, well, if it's happening to the Big Hurt, it's definitely going to happen.
I mean, who am I?
Yeah.
Well, the weird one, the weird one in those ads every time, the one when they're out on the driving range, Flutie and Frank Thomas are out there, and the one guy, they're telling the one guy, I mean, you got to try this, and the ladies will like it too, and he's clearly with his wife, and your wife will, she'll like it too, but the wife has a friend with her. And she makes eyes at the husband. She and the ladies will like it too. And she watch the ad. It's disturbing. What are you doing? We're not. This doesn't involve you at all.
Yeah, because I'm sure
Lady,
that's a
beat it.
conversation guys have everywhere. Just little private conversations about their ED, and it's just like, oh, trust me.
I think if you get older, you're more open to open relationships and swinging generally.
Guys, are you feeling Honolulu blue down there? Hey, is he Honolulu here? And let me, that kind of thing. That
was
might
an
be
interesting
in your
turn
view.
there,
Kind of
Mike.
thing.
Trademarked.
I feel like you were just wanting to go there to just talk about.
Well, that's
Yeah,
why
it was a
all
all
so
big
much
wind up to that.
That's why there's so much VD in the villages. We actually have, that's a clip of a Joe Rose live read. But Dave, I want you to hear the maestro at work, or as Dan would say, maestro. See, like debut. Joe Rose, an iconic pitchman. This was him doing an ad for a local South Florida sports bar.
That's good. Big juicy cheeseburgers, a Philly chicken. That's good. Onions. Mushrooms. It's good. Excuse me, can I have a side order of... Can I get some blue cheese with it? I like to dip my thick in that blue cheese they have there. Hey, you want some pasta and seafood dishes with fresh fish? It's good. So good. Yeah. There is nothing like a thick...
That was unedited, Dave.
Yeah, and there was a promo code afterwards. That was the only thing that we took
Sweet
out.
hell was that was grotesque. I mean, that bordered on creepy, like Jimmy Johnson talking about the size of
That's
his wiener.
ASMR right there, man. I can fall asleep to that.
Fresh fish. Like just the saliva dripping out of his mouth. That is some succulent fresh fish that they have at that establishment.
Fresh caught.
I'm just so glad. The reason we can have this conversation and laugh about it is because now we'll never find any of ourselves. We'll never find ourselves having to make ads like that because we're going to ride the money we make from Danny Dimes MVP.
Attaboy.
That's right. Well, Dave, do you have any futures that you're looking at that are some deep value? I've ventured golf to lead the league in interceptions. There are all sorts of kitschy little props there with big time. Well, you let me know after your investigation, after you canvass the Lions. But I'm curious. You're a man that knows his bets. Any deep value picks out there for the listening audience, and can we expect more of that on Football America?
Yes, the short answer is yes. We'll be going over those over and under. We'll figure out the best bets to make between now and the start of the season. But in the meantime, the perennial best bet, and I sincerely mean this, and I have been, I have expressed cynicism already on this very show about Mike Tomlin and what's going on there. But the best bet available every year is the Steelers over their season win total. It's at 8.5. No matter how sideways things get with Aaron Rodgers or whatever else happens there, Cam Hayward now holding in, so is the place kicker, Chris Boswell. It doesn't matter. They're definitely going to get to, at minimum, 9 wins. Mike Tomlin is the greatest floor raiser of the millennium. So that's a great bet to start with. The pessimistic one, the overarching pessimistic bet to make is, and I think you can check out and verify that this is true. If you bet every running back's under, say the top 25 guys on the list, you will win. You will land in the black if you bet they're under, because injuries happen. Saquon Barkley, you guys were talking about him already. The marvelous 2024 season, you know, his best rushing total to that point was 1,300 yards. He's going to go under there, and Vegas agrees with me. If you take a look, go on DraftKings and see what number they have there. It's somewhere right around there, and you think, oh my God, this is easy money. No, it's not. Based on his history, he's likely to go under, as is every other human being who has to carry the ball that requires 300-pound guys who are very fast to run at him and hit him on purpose. So the likelihood that you're going to sit down and not make your 17-game rushing total is likely that even though I hate the guy who walks up to the craps table. There's no one worse. That's a team event to get in there and root for the point to be made. The guy who stands up there and does the no pass line.
Oh, I want to punch that guy in the face.
The worst. He's the worst.
Get off my table.
So I don't. I mean, yeah. Do you understand what we're trying to do here, friend? You know, get on board or get the hell out.
You're saying this is the football equivalent of that kind of?
It is. It is, but it's still. I have to say, I don't want to shout it too loudly because it expresses a glass half full view of.
And you can at least do that quietly, though. The craps guy is in front of your face, being like, "I'm rooting for all of you to lose." At least this bet I can make in the privacy of my own home.
Gotta be honest, I'm not liquid enough to take all those unders, and wait several months for
$5 on each bet.
Why do that when I can take Lions Falcons preseason week 1 and then I'll apply it after I win those?
Speaking of Lions, I got a couple early ones on my Lions research here, Dave, to throw at you. Jahmyr Gibbs plus 1,400 to lead the league in rushing, and Aiden Hutchinson's actually the lead favorite, plus 500 to lead the league in sacks. How good are those bets?
I like the Hutchinson one a little bit better. I do think, situationally, your team has to have the lead in the second half. I mean, people maybe overstate that a little bit, but that is the formula for a pass rusher to get an extra few sacks over the course of the 17 games. I think the Lions, like you guys were talking about, it's going to be a slow burn for them.
Don't go too deep.
Yeah, well, okay. I don't want to. What I refer to is in the copycat league, the shortcut to the front of the line is to get the guy at QB in the draft. That's what happened with the commies with Jaden Daniels. They were a punchline. They got Jaden Daniels, and voila, they're in the title game. The slower burn is to do it at the line of scrimmage, and that's how you have a more enduring playoff relevance is to load up like the Eagles have. And so now in the copycat league, it seems like a lot of teams are trying to adopt that model. And the Detroit Lions are pretty deep down the path with that. Here's the problem. They're remaking the offensive line to a degree. 2 key pieces gone from there. Izzy, that's a big one for a team that likes to grind you up on the ground. So I don't love the Gibbs bet specifically going over. And look at what happened in the in-between year to the Philadelphia Eagles, who the Lions are kind of sort of modeled after, is they go to the Super Bowl, then their coordinators leave. That when they kind of, over the course of the season, it wasn't week 1 that they were a different team. It was slowly but surely they dropped off. Remember how bad it got for the Eagles in between those 2 Super Bowls? I think that's what the Lions are going to be this year.
I think all you're telling me is there's a lot to cover there for me. A lot of space for me to just kind of get in there and tackle all these issues. I like my choice. Better than the Bengals, I would say.
Surviving Ben Johnson. That's the other big thing is the clever offensive mind has now transcended the guy at the trigger. Ben Johnson was more important than Jared Goff, and I think that's going to be revealed over the course of these 17 games upcoming.
Dave, speaking of Ben Johnson, is everything going to be fixed now in Chicago, or is there going to be a bit of a learning curve with Caleb Williams, with DJ Moore, with Roma Dunze, them trying to get into the Ben Johnson system and figure things out?
I bet it'll take a minute, but they're way better off than they were at this time last year when everybody was singing songs like, how can Caleb Williams miss? The Bears have created the greatest situation for a rookie QB of all time, except everybody ignored the fact that they didn't have a coaching staff. But the players are good. Now they have Ben Johnson. I think the Bears are going to be frisky, and I think they're going to be a good team this year. I'm a believer. When you guys were going through that list, it's a weird place. If you do season win totals right now, I have a hard time talking myself out of almost any team making the playoffs. I agree. The Saints are going to be a bum team. The Browns are going to be bad. But how many teams can you definitely say to yourself, like, I can't make a case that team might be
Colts.
playoff adjacent? I disagree about the Colts. I think the Colts, I can talk myself into the Colts.
AFC South. That's
Beyond
all you
the
need.
Also, your old pal Vic Fangio didn't work out with the Dolphins, but then he went up there with the Eagles and, was transformative. Lou Anarumo, who was with the Bungles, and he wasn't loaded up with pieces, but those were some decent defenses he put out there when they went to the Super Bowl and almost went to the Super Bowl the following season. Now he lands in Indy, and again, there's some nice Colts pieces there. The way they're structured, isn't it time for Steichen to arrive? I know it has everything to do with what Anthony Richardson does or doesn't do, but Jonathan Taylor and what should be a good defense in that division, I mean, I absolutely could see that team winning the division.
Anthony Richardson ain't it. There's my Colts analysis. I just don't think he's got it.
You're Honolulu, is he?
Sorry, you're right.
Not
Copyright.
That's claim to yours. And also, you should pivot. Everybody's talking about Ben Johnson. You should be. I'm worried about the Aaron Glenn situation. That's another way that you get aggregated, and we continue to build this. Dave, very excited for Football America today. You're a Steelers guy. You're a Pittsburgh guy. Your hat says Crosby backhand. Roy hasn't been able to look at the monitor once.
Come on, Roy. Isn't it nice? Happy belated birthday, right? To the guy who saved hockey.
No. Saved hockey?
He did save hockey.
We've already had this discussion, right? I mean, like, come on. He and Ovechkin saved the sport, at least as we know it. It would be some fringy thing down there with lacrosse if it weren't for 87 and the grade 8. What they did in the early portion of this millennium saved the game. Don't forget the dead puck era and the lockout and all that stuff. We got back before it was even 2010 thanks to those two.
Yeah,
Still the two most luminous stars, and both they've won cups at least, unlike McJesus, right?
Yeah, well, it would have helped back then if the league actually showcased more to players instead of just two, or especially just one, Sidney Crosby. But one.
Who did you want them? Who did you want from your team for them to be?
Jonathan Chichu. You wanted Chichu highlighted. We only had David Booth for us during that era. Although we do have a David Booth highlight. Actually, can we cue that up real quick? There's a great goal call. While video tries to cue that up, I want to talk to Dave real quick about the Aaron Rodgers footwork because Terry Bradshaw. He said that Aaron Rodgers is some of the worst footwork that he's ever seen. And I saw video from camp, and it looked like Ben Roethlisberger moving around in the pocket. Aaron Rodgers got really slow.
Wait, that's a bad thing, right?
It's not. Okay. It's not great because he's not the size of Aaron Rodgers. And this was a guy that, I mean, he had it all. He was so athletic. Could scramble out of the pocket. You see him doing these cone drills, moving around in the pocket. You're like, okay, I guess running is out for Aaron Rodgers. He's 40 years old, off an Achilles injury. I guess it makes sense. But are you concerned over there, or were you feeling nostalgic and happy, like, oh, Tomlin's got his quarterback again. This guy can barely move around in the pocket now.
I don't know how nostalgia plays in here with someone else's legend. It was okay because the Vikings were sad and desperate, and so they were willing to accept the guy who had tormented them for a decade and a half if it equaled a trip to the Super Bowl with Brett Favre. I'm a Steelers fan. I'm not nearly so desperate. I know Mike Tomlin is desperate to get off the playoff winless schneid that has run way too long now. So anyway, nostalgia doesn't play in here.
Well, I mean, he's moving around like Big Ben.
I hear you. And, the thing with it makes me think of the Frank Gore paradox, which is that Frank Gore, you ask, like, why is he still so good as old as he is? It's because he never relied on high-end athleticism relative to the position, like Chris Johnson as a home run hitter, or Jamal Charles. You know, once Chris Johnson's top-end speed went away, so did he from being a big factor in the NFL. Frank Gore never had that high-end speed to lose, so he was fine. It's the same thing as Brady and Peyton and Breeze, pocket-bound QBs who never relied on quick twitch athleticism. Aaron Rodgers, it has always been all about getting that gentle roll out to the right and throwing on the move and all of that. If he's a tick slow with that, that's obviously going to affect how he plays. And it's a funny thing. You know, it's like heavyweight boxers. The lament that has gone on for as long as I've lived, at least, is like, well, why don't they know when it's time to go? That is the blind spot of a lot of athletes. And I think Russell Wilson saw it. We saw it last year. They don't know that they're a tick slower. They don't feel that. Is the only thing I can think is that they think that the ghost of themselves can still make the play that they were able to make a half a decade ago, and it's no longer available.
I don't understand what you mean by that.
On Football America, are you required to talk about Micah Parsons?
Well, here's how we talked about it. Me and the fellas batted this one around. We did some what the if transactions, and I'll throw this one at you now. These are of course fictional trades, but they're fun to talk about. I think that it kind of highlights the value of a guy beyond just his immediate football situation. Dallas Cowboys offer Micah Parsons to the Philadelphia Eagles for Saquon Barkley. Who says no?
I like this game.
Ooh, I think Philadelphia says no. I do.
I don't.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. Howie Roseman is the not secret sauce of the Eagles, and he's smart enough to know that you would want to have Micah Parsons versus a guy who, despite Derrick Henry and ironically, despite Saquon Barkley 2024, understands that the running back is more replaceable than a piece than Micah Parsons would be for your defense.
And on the other side, Jerry Jones will fall in love with the cover athlete, the big.
That's exactly right.
Guy.
Izzy gets it exactly right.
Yeah.
Izzy sees that he's not just all Honolulu. He knows all about football. That's exactly right. You know, Jerry Jones would be like, the keys would be jangling like ding 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 ding. Oh, a fancy running back. I like him. Get him in here. I blew it with Derrick Henry last year.
That would be the biggest trade in NFL history. It's rare that you have star for star. We got it this offseason. I mean, depending on what you think about Jalen Ramsey and Minkah Fitzpatrick at this stage in Jalen Ramsey's career. But that was a big deal. You don't typically see that. We saw the Clinton Portis, Champ Bailey one. Not really a player-for-player type of league. You don't see that, and you certainly don't see it in the division.
It does seem, though, like we get more trades than we used to a decade ago in season two. And it kind of operates almost like the NBA, or I guess the three major sports leagues. Now the NFL is a little bit more like them, which is as the trade deadline approaches, and you're talking about Tyreek Hill maybe getting moved around, then you didn't used to see that. 25 years ago, guys just didn't move in season, and it was one of those things. Same thing as like, well, you could never have a running quarterback in the NFL. That would never work. The guys are too fast on defense for that to ever work. And then somebody did it, and then like, oh, I guess we've been wrong this whole time about that. I think that it's one of those kind of things. Here's another one for you, another what the if trade for you. Aaron Rodgers, right now, contracts are as they exist. Aaron Rodgers for Geno Smith.
Ooh.
Well, Nina and I talked about this one.
This one's interesting because I think the Tom Brady Aaron Rodgers dynamic with Tom Brady in that front office, I think he signs off on the move. Geno's still got some good ball left, I think.
You think Tom Brady signs off on the move, or does Tom Brady want to be the only guy who left his team and then won on a one-year situation? Because obviously he didn't do it last year, Aaron, but he could still salvage things if he wins a Super Bowl with the Steelers.
That's an interesting thing. Like, would Tom
Brady wants that for himself?
Tom Brady's more present now, at least during camp, but it's going to be a little weird when he has to step back a little bit because he's still calling football games. I'm curious to hear what Mina and Dave say about this on Football America. You want to give us a little spoiler, and then we can tune in for the nuance?
Well, it shouldn't be that. If you know Mina Kimes, you know she likes her Geno Smith. So do I. I mean, this was the perfect bridge quarterback to get you to 2026 without the headache and all the soap opera on the side. You just get Geno Smith in there for about the same amount of money. Then you have him next year to help out with whoever you draft in the first round. Then you're right as rain there, Jens. You didn't have to bother with this Aaron Rodgers nonsense. Now it's embarrassing for us.
Roy, we talked about who you wanted the league to highlight and put a big old spotlight on during the time of 87 and 8 doing their thing and rescuing the league. I was the first lockout, I was working with the Florida Panthers at the time, and there was the star back then. I think probably the biggest American hockey star that the franchise had to that moment was David Booth. I don't know if Dave Damashek remembers David Booth, but I know he's a big-time puckhead, and that's one of those random pulls that might put a smile on people's face. David Booth is out here still doing it. Well, not out here. He's way out there.
Down under.
He's in Australia and playing in the Professional Australian League, and he is absolutely bossing this league, and we have a highlight here.
Keeps possession of the puck, but it's been picked off now by Erdigan. Erdigan trying to work his way through the Brisbane defence. Will drop past to Booth. That is going to be the goal of the season. That's unbelievable.
Norway!
Doing
Just when you
need it, just when things are looking the other way.
It is a bad man doing bad things. That is a great call. David Booth should have probably had the spotlight. I'm going to be tuning into the Australian Hockey League a little bit if you give me more David Booth. Is he the MVP of this league right now? Is this like MLS when Zlatan came over?
Roy?
I can't expect that the defense is.
I mean, you're
very
still pumping
good
out
in the
hockey
Australian
shows.
Roy, is he the MVP? Answer the question.
I haven't paid attention to Australian hockey. Like, I didn't even know they had a league over there.
Well, now you do because it's David Booth, and you're a big David Booth guy. Did David
You saw
Booth?
that score, by the way? It was 8-7.
Wide open league over there. Did David Booth?
must love it.
Did that indeed put a smile on your face there, Dave Damashek?
Of course it did, and of course David Booth benefits from the fact that 4 people in Australia know how to skate, and so that it makes it a little bit easier to wend your way through things. I imagine they're the same number of hockey players in Australia as these United States have bobsledders or lugers. I've always contended that any of us, if we decided to do it, could make the luge team tomorrow. Just by announcing we're on it, because how many other people out there are willing to do that?
You want to do it?
Know?
I think Tony's going to think that he can be an Olympic
We did it.
level luger.
Remember, we did luge.
No, we did do the bobsled, and we had the
was the
best
bobsled?
time out of like the
We
normies
flew.
there. We did really well.
We
on
flew.
that bobsled.
Bobsledded?
Yeah,
in
on an
Utah.
Olympic course.
I hated
Bobsled?
I hated that.
Oh, yeah, Chris was there.
I was way in the
It was
back.
me, you, Juju, I think, in our
What a
3-man
I'd
sled.
fit in there, no?
I was with
It was
Amin.
very tight.
Who was with me? Amin?
The entire time, I was just thinking, we're going to flip over and our heads are going to hit the ice the way that it did to the Jamaican bobsled.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to carry our
We're going to have
sled.
to carry, and then
Yeah.
Lewis would be there clapping. But no, didn't happen because we actually
I
killed
feel
the
like
assignment.
The low leverage middle reliever, I always thought like that's got to be the breeziest gig in sports. Is like, we're down 7-3. Just put him in to fill the next 2 or 3 innings. Guy must be a great spot to get paid 6 or 7 figures. But we have in this world, we have the bobsled, and you get medals. They hand out medals for the team that does the best with this. So you have the guy who steers it, and then you have the guy behind who runs it, and he provides the force, and then he jumps in and he rides along in the back. Why then do we have a completely different one with 2 more cats riding along? I mean, what are they doing? I mean, the guy in the back, we've already seen. Our eyes tell us that you can make that bobsled thing go with the guy steering it in the front with just one guy. What are the other 2 guys
do
there?
those middle folks?
Just vibing.
What do they do? They just ride along.
They're the pushers.
And then at the end, they get medals. If they do well enough, if the steerer guy and the guy in the back does well enough, those 2 guys who just ride along for it, they get medals too.
You got the pilot. There's the pilot, the brake man, and the pushers. So I guess they're just there for the beginning.
launch. You're in luck.
But the brake man already shows us that he can multitask. He can push and then he'll brake.
Yeah,
what are you 2 doing?
Junior
We're
Bevel
on to
and
you.
Yul Brenner, the best pushers of all time.
Yul Brenner.
There's a guy associated with the show that's very good on this sport, right?
Who?
Tim Reynolds.
Oh, no.
Covers it for
no.
our nation.
Shadow band, Tim Reynolds. The best pusher is Pusha T, one half of the Colts.
Yeah.
Dave, we can tune in to expect a different nuanced take on Micah Parsons, fantasy trades. I remember we've talked about it before. You did your 10-foot poll, so
Yes.
I'm sure you've got a lot of interesting benchmarks.
We debut our version of the Hawkeye technology that determines first downs. Now we have our version of that we debut. We show Mina Kimes Super Bowl picks at debut as pavement album covers. So we have fun in this first episode.
Speaking of 10-foot poll, let me know when John Hamm is a guest on the show, please.
I think next week. I think next week.
That's a
I'm
big-time
hoping
poll.
John Hamm will join us, yes.
All right, so Football America, again, subscribe to that feed, but if you want to give it a try, it'll show up on our DLS audio feeds, wherever it is you find your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, all the industry leaders, and it'll be live on YouTube, premiering on DKN later today, around 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific. Dave, we're really excited to have you aboard. Thank you for helping out today on the show, and we will talk to you soon, brother.
Oh, I'm over the moon. Thanks so much, Izzy. Real quick, consider Cam Ward's Titans. That's the better long-term investment.
I can. That's Mike's team.
Yeah, it is my team. Oh, one thing before you go, like the recipe for a shock playoff team. I put a future on Tennessee to make the playoffs. They have the makings. Bill Callahan there to address the offensive line that everybody's worried about. Cam Ward's played a lot of football. Those guys that have played a ton of football games come into the league and they perform well. Live arm. I know that this is a place that wide receivers go to die, and they may have two of them in Calvin Ridley and Tyler Lockett. But you also look at a weak division when you're trying to prognosticate who can be a shock playoff team. Titans have that thing going for them. I think that a lot of people are going to be facing off against Tennessee in their survivor pools week one because Denver is an established
See what I'm saying,
wagon.
Dave? He's got it covered. He's got the Titans all covered.
I get it, but let me
they
just
got a
say,
recipe there.
I happen to agree, and again, you have amnesia if you have already forgotten what just happened with the Washington Commies. You can turn your nose up like the Titans. What? Because they drafted Cam Ward? Yeah. Look at what Jaden Daniels did and how he transformed that punchline of a franchise in one season. Why couldn't Cam Ward do that? He certainly can. The only thing that scares me is choose your adventure. Glass half empty, glass half full. Cam Ward 6'2", 220 as he comes out of the U. Steve McNair, first-round draft pick of the Tennessee Titans franchise, 6'2", 220. Here's the problem. Jake Locker, 6'2", 220.
Wow.
So, again, glass half empty, glass half full. I happen to lean Mike's way there. I think that the Aaron Rodgers story and the Browns having 290 quarterbacks and all of that has added, and the draft class of 26 is better than this one has all added up to somehow us collectively not talking about the reigning Heisman Trophy winner landing in Nashville, Tennessee. I think he's going to be great, and I think the Titans are going to be a little bit better than people expect. I don't know if they're going to win the division or anything, but I'm riding with Mike there. Just give it some thought, Izzy. Give it some thought. Bandwagon. Don't you want to be at the craps table cheering for the same number as Mike?
I can't go against the bucket. The bucket has decided. I am Honolulu Izzy.
Yeah, you're not baby blue. You're Honolulu blue Izzy. We want to respect Travis Hunter, the actual Heisman Trophy winner. But Cam Ward is a Heisman Trophy finalist. And what separates...
I'm not the show's not a college football show. It's an NFL show. Why would I know who won the Heisman?
Yeah. Like, oh, wow.
What separates Cameron Ward from Jake Locker is the proof of concept. You've actually seen Cameron Ward come into a team and change the program around like you saw him with Miami and Jake Locker. I mean, that one never made sense. It's not even like he had this incredible size that the scouts would fall in love with. He wasn't a winner in college. I never really got that.
Here's the thing that scares me about Cam Ward, and tell me if my eyes were lying about this. I know you just said he's got a great arm. Seems to like to lob a lot of balls.
Yeah.
Like that scares the hell out of me in the NFL.
He does fall in love a little bit with the arm angles and holding onto the ball a little too long. And I know Bill Callahan's there, but that offensive line will kind of beat it into him in terms of getting rid of the ball a little bit quicker. But it's a gift and a curse. One thing that from being out at practice, Carson Beck, a very different quarterback than Cam Ward, very decisive, knows where he's going with the ball. And at practice, even in fall camp, Cam Ward liked to improvise and drift back. And I don't know if he's going to be able to have that luxury at Tennessee, but I'm going to be locked in week one because if you want someone to blow up a survivor pool, it might be the Tennessee Titans. Dave, we look forward to having you more on the show. We love having you here in the Meadowlark family. Look forward to hearing and watching Football America all season long. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks. Joe Rose definitely did not win the Heisman. Goodbye and thank you.
He was a Cal guy, though.
Still thick.
Yeah, he's a Cam Ward guy and a Cal guy. At 2 a.m. that Saturday, that fateful Saturday, I imagine he was a house divided over there.
The owner of Callahan Auto Parts is in Tennessee.
No. The greatest offensive line coach. There was another dildo.
Oh.
But this time the authorities got involved. And this time it was pink. I got to be honest. They don't have the Caitlin Clark storyline that they had last year because it was a novelty and she was red hot with momentum. I've told you I'm one of the bravest sports personalities out there in the media space that will tell you to your face. I don't watch it. Don't care for it. Okay. I do love women's basketball. I go to every Miami Hurricanes women's basketball game. I donate to that program. But WNBA doesn't do anything for me. I don't have a team here. I don't have a Miami Hurricanes player in the league that I can root for. And over the summer, I just decide, I can do without that sport. But I'm into this dildo thing. I like it. I think it's funny. Now, I know.
Whoa. Stop right there.
I know why it's dangerous.
What makes it funny?
It's a dildo.
Okay.
And a dildo is a sex toy.
Okay.
And it's inappropriate to throw onto the court.
Okay.
I think that this is a good thing. And I wouldn't be surprised if the league is actually behind
So the
this.
first time you see a dildo get lobbed onto the floor, you're like, ha, that's a sex toy. That's not supposed to be there. Is that the end of your...
I was actually the other way. The first time I saw that, I'm like, this is inappropriate because I have to say this. Otherwise, Jeremy would jump down my neck. Like, this is super inappropriate. I'm like, oh, it's a bad thing. And then the second dildo arrived. And I'm like, okay, this is starting to be funny a little bit. And then they all started being neon green. I'm like, okay.
It's a funny color.
This is a coordinated effort. Neon green dildos, that is wild. And now they're trying to stop the dildos from being thrown. And I'm like, look, my algo is definitely gamed to this dildo throwing thing in the WNBA. This is how I can follow the sport. And quite frankly, it's the only storyline in this league I'm paying attention to.
If anything, that only proves the point of why I
doing the voice again.
On behalf of women.
Why do you do the condescending voice too?
Because I'm here to be the condescending liberal asshole. Isn't that my job?
No.
Lasshole.
Like,
you getting paid for that?
I haven't seen the Mark Maron special yet.
You get paid?
Mark Maron is brilliant, but
he's making the rounds on the
But I
podcast.
did see a clip. Like, we gotta lighten up as progressives a little bit. We literally
No, I get it.
bummed
But like,
America
this is pretty
into fascism.
Okay, so
Will
like,
somebody think of the children?
are we allowed to just
Children
say
are
that
future.
this is pretty disrespectful
Say
to
it.
women?
Yeah, but
Like
it's also
this is just disrespectful
Hey, man.
toward women.
Look, I didn't have
Throwing
you as
dildos at
being
them?
against equality, but you're not sounding like an ally right now. This happens at Bills games, and
Yeah.
it was funny back then.
No.
And for you to come out and say that it's not funny because there are women on the court, that you're not going to like that. You're saying that it's not funny specifically because of someone's gender,
You're
and I am not
basically
with
being Cartman as Charlie Kirk right now.
Did you think it was funny when it was at Bills games?
Doing one thing as a tradition at one stadium.
Well, this is how
for
traditions
one
start, and
team.
I would say
no,
that this is a
no,
tradition
no.
now.
Throwing dildos at women who are playing a professional sport
They're
in
throwing
a
it at the
league
court.
that is also predominantly full of gay women.
Mm-hmm.
There's all sorts of undertones here, man.
Can I update the story really
Please.
quickly? Because this doesn't get more 2025 than what I'm about to read to you, right?
Stop.
Because we think this is funny because somebody decided, oh, dildo on the floor, haha. All right, so Katie Barnes wrote a story on ESPN.com. A self-described cryptocurrency enthusiast told ESPN that he is part of a group that orchestrated recent sex toy stunts that have disrupted at least 3 WNBA games in the past 10 days. The man who spoke on the condition of anonymity over video conference Wednesday said the stunts were meant to market a crypto coin that his online community created. The WNBA and all its controversy, he said, made the league a logical target.
Crypto, bro.
How does that make sense?
Is there a meme coin that's a lime green dildo?
I'm on it.
I'll
Ayo.
invest. I'll invest.
Ayo?
I think it's
Ayo.
funny. I think it's funny, and I understand. Apparently, one of these projectiles almost hit a baby. We don't want that. We don't want that.
Well, it
that,
also hits,
actually.
And I
Sophie
don't-
Cunningham. Don't want that either.
And I don't want them hitting players. I don't think that they're aiming for players, and if they aim for players, shame on you. This isn't football where they're wearing helmets, all right? But if you want to aim for the periphery of the court, by all means, I think it's funny. I think the dildos are funny.
There's no reason to pay attention to the women in sports unless there are dildos
All
involved.
right, can we demystify the dildo a little bit? Like,
I have an update really quick on the dildo.
yes.
Green dildo coin up 80%.
So that's the name of the coin?
That's
It's
the name of the
green
coin?
dildo coin. Okay. So
Can we just start? Can we press restart on just like the entire concept of?
Yeah, you would like to walk it back because you applied a subtext to dildos that I don't think should actually be there. Look, I'm not on Blue Sky, but to me, there's
Food by the pound?
2 purposes. No, comida por libra.
Yeah, that's what I know. Blue Sky. That's what I know. Blue Sky.
I subscribe to that
Blue Sky.
You can find me at that Blue Sky.
You know, if you want to hear about this story in deeper detail, Goodfollow has a really good deep dive into it. And of course, if you want to hear actual storylines about the WNBA, you can go to DLS Hoops on YouTube and listen to everything Juju's been doing as he covers this league really, really well.
We do a great job of covering the WNBA here at Meadowlark. And we have plenty of people that follow this league religiously, cover it, and speak to it with authority. I'm not one of those cats. I don't think there's a subtext to the dildos. I just think it's funny to see a dildo. Now, don't hit anybody. And I know that
how do you figure that out?
Well, look, there's definitely going to be some collateral damage when you're throwing a projectile on the court. And if we could, I would establish like a comida por libra type of. There has to be a weight limit. You do need some weight to it because that's how you can make sure that it gets from the lower level to the court. No upper deck dildos too. That should be a rule.
It's far too. Upper
Very
deck's
far.
far.
Like.
You're hitting somebody in the stands if you're throwing it from the upper deck.
Upper what?
Exactly. Zigag. But
Upper dildo.
I don't think it's. I understand the subtext around it, and I know I'm coming off crude and all that, and I get that, but it's funny. Like it is. I'm sorry. I apologize. Goodfollow did a great piece. If you want some people to not find it funny, there's plenty of people that you can find out there that don't find it funny. If it's going to happen again, it's going to show up on my algo. I'm going to like it because it's funny, because it's a dildo.
You know what's a common thing on the internet right now? It's blind ranking. So right now we're going to blind rank. I'm going to give you guys objects and you're going to rank them that would be funny to throw on a court and wouldn't be funny to throw on a court. You guys like this?
Yes.
I can't hear you
20
right
seconds?
now because Jeremy's talking to my ear.
Come on.
All right. The first thing. Oh, we don't have time for this.
I was going to say,
Dang.
we're going to do it in 10 seconds?
Just give me 2.
All right. A shoe.
No.
A dildo.
Yes.
Not
Who throws a
anymore.
shoe?